And I'm back again. Here we are. Hope you are not tired of the voice of the Fear Agent, because we're back for some more comms. We've got on the left Error 216 with Elaine here, and on the right Go with Scoople and McMonkey. Some of, if not some of my favorite runners in this community. Love all four of these dudes. This is going to be an excellent race. Joining me today on the mic is the one, the only, the clear mouse. The mouse.
Oh man, Fear, what an intro. Thank you. I'm doing really well. And of course, no one can actually get tired of your voice, Fear, so always happy to hear it. Okay. And I actually did see that, you did comms earlier for another Randomizer match, so we are actually back. And okay, so what I found out before this match, Fear, is that Airy, Thelaine, Scoople, and McMonkey have NMG PBs of 123, 125, 126, and 128. I'm sure all of their hard work, practice, hours and hours of playing the vanilla game is going to just pay off so well in Randomizer here.
Yeah,
that is my prediction.
Yeah, this is the anti-NMG run right here. So we have 4 excellent NMG runners.
Oh yeah.
Playing a mode that totally wrecks all of their NMG strats. Yeah. So take that, NMG.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, we're getting where things are starting to fast and furious, because we got flips and sank, we got a shovel at Link's house, and everyone's going in a different direction.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to be like watching like the screen or something, right? Yeah, that's right. Okay, did you have to catch balls? Okay, oh, blue mail. Yeah, it's blue mail. Cool, got it. All right, yeah, yeah. So as you were saying, Fear. So okay, so the good news, of course, about this Randomizer is that we do get starting boots. So that has been certainly I would say runner's favorite in terms of movement, like execution ability. But of course, what good are these starting boots without a sword to go with it? That's probably going to be one of the highest priorities for these runners in order to hopefully find like that very first thing.
Yeah. So this mode is kind of like a Fear Agent special. One, I hate Randomizer.
Sorry, you said Fear Agent special? Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, it's the Fear Agent special. I hate Randomizer. And the only way to make Randomizer like tolerable is to play it with your friend. So we made it co-op.
Yeah, no, that's
we thought it'd be really funny to watch the players run into Lionels and chain chomps and rollers without a sword. Why not give them? Yeah, which we see McMonkey doing with this Lionel covering the bridge.
Yeah,
so we gave them boots.
Yeah, I was gonna say he is furiously being chased by that thief, but of course, actually, luckily, I think they still do damage, right? There's no health or damage shuffle in this mode, right? So at least, and he also doesn't have any resources, so he can't get robbed this case. But still,
we see a glove there on the race game, and Scooble's already over at Agina's cave. It's a very early Agina's cave check. That's pre-Kakariko for both of the team members.
Yeah, it looks like though, like Airy though, has decided he really is looking for that sword, trying to dash in the bottom of Blindside. We need to find a Moot Pearl though, and that's gonna be pretty useful.
Yeah, so Moot Pearl and glove, yeah, and flippers were in sync. So yeah, a lot of items right away.
Yeah, it looks like we do actually have a little bit of money here in the back of Blindside as well. So Airy's going to be able to pay off the bottle minute, which is always going to be something that's really nice. Of course, this is one of the nice benefits about co-op. And actually, I think this is actually a very nice symmetry for the league, right? I think week 1 was also co-op. Is that not?
Yeah, co-op AD. Yep.
Yeah. So like we get to kind of bring back some of the previous strategies of being able to work these things out with a partner, right? For example, if bottle minute doesn't have anything, and they need a little bit of extra money, Clang can just keep it. Or just never talk to the guy again.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, co-op is my favorite mode. Basically, the league was made so that everyone could play co-op, which is my favorite mode.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because I mean, like you said, this is just something you get to play with your friends, right? It's supposed to, and you have a team. Like, I mean, it shows so much camaraderie. The lane really wants that. He really wants to be able to buy Bottle Vendor now because.
Yeah, make sure you got money. He needs 5 rupees still, or maybe 8. He's close.
Yeah, so Thelaine, well, okay, we know that there's more money, but Thelaine in one of his matches, famously, he was 4 rupees short of bottle vendor money, and he farmed the 1 rupee pot in Blind's Hut at the top in order to get himself up to 100. So, luckily though, this time you see him doing this immediately, right? Dropping down the well. I'm sure he talked to Ari, got the information that all he needs right now is potentially the mushroom out of the well, but he also got to pick up a couple extra rupees for his trouble.
Yeah. All right, so we've got a glove, a moon pearl, a mirror, flippers, a mushroom, a shovel, a cape, and we haven't even hit the 5-minute mark.
Oh yeah, no, this is also kind of nice thing about co-op, right? You get to not only do you get to play with your friends, you also get to tell your friend, hopefully, or teammate in this case for that matter.
Yeah, we can't confirm
right?
whether or not Ari and Thelaine are friends or
You're right.
we can declare for sure that they are teammates. We have not confirmed friendship. They're not wearing friendship bracelets yet. So
yeah, no, they definitely need some camp time or something like that. Maybe they just didn't have a chance to make those friendship bracelets to begin with.
Right? Yeah, it's true. It's possible. They could be friends. We just cannot confirm or deny.
Well, you know what? We'll ask them during the interview. How's that?
Sure.
Because so I have more evidence. I think that Thelaine and Ari are friends because they're also going to be playing on Saturday. Now, Scruple and McMonkey, though, I mean, McMonkey's going to get replaced by Vortex. So who knows, right? What's going to happen?
Yeah, it's possible. It is possible. Or it could just be like enemies who team up to conquer. Like the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, it's friend. Yeah, that's right.
so maybe like Andy is like the ultimate enemy, and so Ari, Thelaine, and Andy all hate each other. So Ari and Thelaine team up to defeat Andy. Maybe that's a possibility.
You know what? Well, we'll have to ask them because this could be like some next level Invitational League playoff contender, clincher, strategies, right?
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Oh man, Ari though, these guys are really hoping for that sword. The hammer from
there's Dark World.
Yeah, that is going to be really nice. We're still looking for that sword though. You do see that Ari is trying to kill everything here with bombs. I don't know if man, if he can do this, it's going to be really impressive.
Yeah, he's got one more to go. I think he's got it. Yeah.
Nice job, Ari. Oh man, speaking of the back escape, Thelaine, I think I only saw him get the back. Scoople, though, is giving us a taste of what Randomizer can really give us. Spikes and rollers and fire, whatever, sparks everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, off to a really good start. I mean, we already have Dark World access, not even 7 minutes in. Swords could be anywhere. There's a nice chain shop just hanging out by the potion shop.
Yeah. Chomps are never friendly in Turtle Rock, which I'm sure every single NMG runner that we're showcasing here knows about the experience, and he just literally experienced this right in front of the shop, basically.
And we see a bow there in Hype Cave, which is nice. I've actually seen quite a few races this season, or this season. Let's see, we got pendant. Wow, the pendants are ice, mire, and Turtle Rock. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
All Titan's Mitts dungeons. I've seen a lot of pendant pod in Randomizer, which logically requires the bow, but means that you can a lot of times get through these seeds without a bow.
Yeah. Oh man. So as we were saying, so I guess the way the Randomizer logic works is that everything is placed in accordance without Randomizer, just like a normal, in this case, like a normal open seed, and then it just replaces all the enemies on top. So all the mimics that lock Eastern Palace, and Pod, for example, do still require the bow logically, but they're going to be replaced with something that is killable by something else other than the bow in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Thelaine only on 3 hearts does pick up that heart piece.
That is a smart decision. Also, viewers, thank you for Thelaine for having a bit more health. Ari also kind of. So actually, I was gonna say it's a good thing that these guys fought flippers early. Because,
Uncle Sword.
Uncle Sword. You know what? Did they start at Sanctuary or?
Nobody started. Yeah, nobody went to Uncle right away.
Wow. All right. So that is big news for Team Air 216. Thelaine. Ari, I'm sure is going to rush over there as soon as he ends up finishing these swords, which you don't really need a sword for.
Yeah, but having a sword to be able to dash through all these enemies, like that's why we didn't give them a sword. We wanted to watch them dash into Lionels and rollers.
Yes, especially in South Shore. I was gonna say, so like at least Aries' case, he's just gonna finish up Sword. Presumably he's gonna go up to Uncle, but of course the lane's gonna be a little bit one step ahead of him. Just gonna explore the rest of Hyrule Castle. The lane, please survive. We did see a bug net, by the way, on Lozora Ledge. So normally speaking, especially for open seas, experienced runners such as these guys, they're basically not going to give that bug net a second thought. However, this is Randomizer. I mean, I would not be surprised if Ari decides to pick that up.
Yeah, it looks like he is actually going to go for it. We see Kano Samari in the first chest of Hyrule Castle as well.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty useful.
Especially,
early Kane, of course, always really going to be a nice site, for, and in this case, Ice Palace.
Yeah, got to give the early edge to Error 216 with that sword and Samaria knowledge. Not saying they're like that's a huge lead, but just a small advantage having that sword early is pretty nice.
I was gonna say logically though, that as you mentioned, when we did our map check, we actually do know that Maya and Turnarock are both pendant, so it's actually very possible that we actually don't even need that cane, in order to enter GT, right? I mean, it's certainly gonna be very nice in terms of Icebreaker, but if we end up never having to set foot in Turnarock or Maya for that matter, it's gonna be super fascinating.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh no, the lane. Trying to dash twice with a mini mold arm around is just not a good idea.
So I think there's something in Dark Cross.
Yeah, we did see the map in the back of Escape next to the blue boomerang and the hammer.
So what's the playoff situation looking like as we wrap up the regular season for these two teams? Do you have that information handy?
I unfortunately do not, no.
Okay, let me fill you in. Error 216
here.
is currently in second place in their division. They do have a confirmed playoff clinch, so they are locked for the playoffs. Error 216, that is.
Okay, so they're just playing for seeding, is that right?
They're playing for seeding. Yep. The 4 teams in the Dark World, or the 8 teams in the Dark World Conference, will be reseeded 1 through 8, and it looks like right now they are around the 2 or 3 seed. Could be the 4, could be all the way down to the 4th seed.
Oh, wow.
Depending on the playoffs here, or the final week. Go, on the other hand, has not clinched a playoff spot, though they are 4th in their division. They do have Don't Forget to Track Us right on their heels, so they do need to win. So a bit more important for Go. They can still clinch without winning, but that's always scary when you're relying on another team.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it definitely sounds like this is going to be a very much kind of like make or break situation that Team Go hasn't within their control in this case. Yeah, well, certainly best of luck in this case, because this is going to be a big game for Squirrel and Nick Monkey Vortex.
Definitely.
I would also like to point out that the lane's money resource management was so efficient that he had exactly 110 rupees going into Kiki and Pod, but he mirrored exactly, because his rupee counter, by the way, is exactly 0 here.
Yeah, so that's pretty funny. All right, so we're seeing dig game from McMonkey and Airy at the same time, looking like a lot of digs for a heart piece. And when you're on 4 hearts in Randomizer, those you'll pick up any of those heart pieces, especially since you're doing half the amount of checks, so you're not going to get as many hearts.
Yeah, and this is also something that we saw a lot of in week 1 of co-op. Is that it kind of depends on how much you remember to or to tell your teammate, because you're definitely gonna tell them about the big ticket items, right? Gloves here, hammers here, cape, mirror is here. Do heart containers make the list? And even if you're being told, are you gonna go out of your way to get them? And we already saw. Yeah, is that a flute in the front of Steve's town?
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
That's pretty nice, right, with that mirror. So Spook is going to activate that immediately. And I was also going to say, so in this case, we also did see Blue Mail on Lumberjack, right? So that's actually, we actually know one of our mail upgrades. So, the other mail upgrade for all we know could be in GT, right? So health is actually kind of precarious right now.
Yeah, fortunately for 3 of our runners, they do have half magic. I can't remember exactly where that was.
It was Lost was dropped down.
Okay, that's one of those nice ones to have. The mushroom turn in being Quake, which is interesting because both Meyer and Turtle Rock are both pendants here.
I maybe, you know, it's always really good for dead rocks. It's not going to be as actually, you know, this actually might be one of those instances where Death Mountain might actually be easier because we don't have those pesky dead rocks in the way.
Sure. Yeah. Airy picking up his Samaria.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you see Thelaine actually putting that half magic to really good use. Scruple actually could benefit from some half magic because we actually do see a pretty empty magic bar on his side. He might be going up now, maybe. He's pretty close, or he'll just go to North Dark World, you know?
What if they're like, what if mitts don't actually unlock anything this seed? How nuts would that be?
That would
Except
be,
for
that would
GT.
be crazy. Yeah, no, that would actually be really interesting. Because that actually means that also there are some parts that, you know, of course, we know, you know, aren't really fan favorites, like Smith Chain, right? That also means that you don't want to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Certainly, though, for Team Ghost's sake, what's up?
There's our blue mail. It's in Eastern.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's right. Thelaine has a great coat now on.
So he just went from 3 hearts to basically 6.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, nothing. But you know, he's facing. Oh no, we don't even know if we're facing high cores. Enemize. Oh man, Enemizer in the dark. Good thing some of the enemies here glow in the dark here.
Yeah, this is actually
worrisome.
This is this could be a lot worse.
I also do want to say this. So Scruple actually found their team's first sword up in Graveyard Ledge. So that's gonna be really nice.
Okay. Yeah.
When and eventually, I guess, Team Go ends up going to Hyrule Castle. They're going to be pleasantly surprised, hopefully, that they're going to pick up at least a Master Sword. But also, you know, they've fought for almost like 15 minutes now. You know, without a real sword. So.
Man, so much is going on because they got access to so much so fast.
Yeah, that's right.
Like even with co-op, like there's a lot of times where you can kind of bottleneck, and that's not the case in the seed at all.
Oh yeah, and speaking of, right, because yeah, they got glove, moon pearl, and hammer, basically sphere 1, right? Just like world stuff. So now they have basically everything else is open stuff, and they got a bow and hype cave. Oh my gosh, the lane!
I love this room.
Did you see these? Oh man, the prize packs! Like he just got a free full magic drop, like with these guys. So Blade basically just has like invisibility throughout the whole time.
There's Master Sword for Scoople as well, so getting that early Master Sword is really nice.
Oh, that's right. So the lane is reminding us that not only are overworld enemies shuffled, we also do have boss shuffle. I believe it's full boss shuffle, right? So
full boss shuffle. Yep.
Yeah. So we have all of the Dark World. So we have all of the bosses at least once, and 3 of them are going to be duplicates.
Yep.
So in this case, the lane just needs to be. Oh my gosh. A bit careful. That is some good thinking. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's on 3 hearts. He just needs to make sure he kills out Helmasaur. In this case, he has all of the equipment in this case, and luckily for him, he basically came into this fight with a full magic bar. So
you see what I see? You see what I see in Hera?
Oh, I do actually. I do now. So speaking of, you know, I would say that McMonkey probably has a slightly harder fight with Helmasaur just because of the arena.
Yeah, this is awful. Because you get knocked off and have to restart it. He likes to hover over that stupid hole.
This is exactly why we should give Helmasaur new boots here.
Yeah. Oh man, it's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, Big Monkey. You know, we can actually see that. So we actually saw the lane, albeit the arena's a little bit smaller in Eastern Palace. He was super close to Helmasaur. He at least was able to use his hammer, right? The hammer usage here, as you can see, the arena is really not friendly in order to kind of break off that mask.
This is scary. Because Helma does 2 hearts of damage when you're on green mail, which McMonkey is.
Yeah, and actually, so we saw that team Air 216 ended up picking up the bow from Hype Cave, right? In this case, McBucky probably didn't even get a chance to go up to Hype Cave in order to pick up the bow, because it would have been, oh no, much nicer. But man, that is a hard fight. Like,
that is super tough. Like not having a sword or a bow just makes it that much more difficult. Even if you have like fighter sword, you can do spins and kind of extend your reach a little bit, but it's not easy to hit him with. I know Thelaine made it look easy, but it is not easy to hit Helma with the hammer.
Yeah, no. In fact, actually, so especially these guys being having some energy experience, right? So McMonkey has the unfortunate effect of just not having a sword, not having a bow. Even if they had a sword, right? He could actually use arm split speed, and then he could just kind of
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
and kill Helma like the NMG preferred way. But no.
Yeah. I think that was an overworld. No, where did Scoople just die? Wasn't he like right outside of Pod?
That's a good question.
Oh man, get your Scoople emote out in chat for Scoople there. That's a tough one.
So that the Scoople even is NMG God. Is that what it was?
No, just the actual Scoop. It's just
Oh, the
Scoople
Scoople
emote.
emote.
Yeah, that's a tough
All right,
loss. All right.
we're gonna try again, and unfortunately, these guys are still on green mail or orange mail,
Yeah.
I guess, is Scoople's side. That armor is actually just a mirage on the monkey's side. It doesn't actually protect him from anything, as we've seen. It's actually going to be kind of an interesting question, because so the lane has. Thank you, Roller. He would have died otherwise, if that's
Yeah.
the case. What I was gonna say, so the lane ended up picking up his blue mail from the Big Key chest of Eastern Palace. I'm sure he told Aerie that. Whether Aerie not is actually gonna take the whole minute in order to get over there, again, this
Yeah.
is gonna be a
I
choice
don't
for
know.
Aerie.
That's a tough one. Look at those rollers.
Yeah, look at that cape. Is is a good thing they found it so early. Jeez. Is this gonna be? I think this is our first check into Paradox Cave as well.
Yeah.
McMonkey at least is picking up a bunch of hearts and
Yeah.
safety.
Look at that.
So
He's got 8 hearts, and everyone else is on like 3 or 4. It
yeah,
looks like Mary's on 5.
the lane is having a bow off, I guess, with with some of the guards trying to chuck the spears at him. Oh. Okay, it is a heart container. That's a good thing for the lane. At least 4 more hearts. I was really hoping this could be the sync heart, so we can at least get some full heart refill, but not going to be the case today.
You see the advantage of having the bow for that helmet fight as well on Aries' side. Is he's able to take down Helmet there.
Alright, looks like the pod is also pretty healthy. We actually do see, I think, another heart container here in the dark basement. Alright, maybe. Okay, so Monkey here looks like he's gonna hit a pipe cave, gonna get his bow, and hopefully at this point he is at least gonna get his fighter sword at the very least from Uncle. Presumably also pick up his King of Samaria as well. The lane has finally run out of magic. This actually might be like not a bad idea in order to. Jeez, did he? Oh, he did know about this one prize. Never mind. Okay. I was gonna say, so like this, so they have the flute early as well. This is actually not a bad time potentially in order to go flute over to the potion shop potentially and pick up like a green potion just in case, right?
Yeah.
Because you have half magic and a bottle. Actually, I guess the lane maybe doesn't have a bottle. He can. I think Aerie probably told him where one is though. Speaking of, Aerie found another bottle here. That's probably, in this case, where McMonkey ended up getting his bottle as well, from the bottom of Spiral Cave. So Aerie at least has some pretty nice safeties with him. Looks like it was a fairy and it's a fairy and red potion.
Do we know what the boss is in Pod yet? Did he get the compass?
That is a good question. At least the lane is not going back there. So maybe he thinks that maybe he wants to go back and find out.
Oh, Argus is in Pod. Shout out to our trackers today, Scott G239 and Dark Diplomat doing the tracking for us. One of the cool new features on the randomizer, and especially in Randomizer, is when you get the compass, you can actually see which boss is in the back. And he was able to check that and see that was Argus. Without that hookshot, not able to kill Argus though.
Okay, so that's actually a good piece of information. Well, okay, we do know Swamp is also crystal, so we are going to have to find that hookshot today, but also good to know that he can't end up getting another crystal until we find it. Alright, so more divergence in this case from our runners. You see that the lane is actually checking some out of the way locations for catfish. Hopefully something's good. Aerie gonna pick up his Quake medallion from the potion shop.
So confirmed, we do need hookshot, both for Swamp and for Argus in pod. We don't know about the Ice Rod yet. We could still stumble upon Trinex, even though Turtle Rock is dependent. And we do need the Fire Rod for Skull Woods.
Yeah, and right now, so we've seen both our Helmosaurs, so we know that we're not gonna have to see, I guess, any more Helmosaurs, but you know, we don't know which other of the two bosses are gonna be duplicates in this case.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah,
right,
we
so
won't see. So this means we won't see Helicopter. Helicopter is dead.
yeah, yeah. So this is very unfortunate. But you know, if in this case, this is going to be one of those potential opportunities where, if in a case, let's say Trinex is like where Ice Armos is, which is of course the absolute favorite location for every single runner that's ever played Randomizer. You know, and we don't, and the big key is not behind, in this case, our Ice Trinex. We may never have to find that Ice Rod. Of course, always good peace of mind to have it, but in this case, we actually just may or may not need it.
So where's our next piece of progression going to be?
I mean, do you think Mr. gonna show up soon? I mean, I think, you know, from these runners' perspective, they would really like to, in order to have, you know, that hook shot, because they know that there is going to be required, and they already have flippers and mirror. So ideally, we would find that hook shot and then let us go into Swamp and, you know, all the way to the back, right? We don't have to necessarily give anything up.
Where are the myths? It feels like the myths should be coming soon, right?
Right. So that's probably our next piece of progression, just because the mist
hook shot cave
so much. Are we gonna say that?
No, I mean not hook shot cave. I meant spike cave. I saw the hook shot.
Okay.
And it
I
said
was like, wow,
even though my brain was saying spike, yeah, spike cave.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're gonna find out right here now, because that's where Ari is gonna check for us.
Because we've seen a lot of everything else. Can't get in the desert. Seen all of Hera. Seen all of the mountain.
So where's that lamp here? We're seeing a bunch of runners like do all these like dark rooms. I mean, you know, obviously they're very capable, especially, you know, and we're watching basically do dark rooms at Randomizer, which is always pretty dangerous.
Spooky, yeah. Yeah, I think so. We're back of Thieves Town, right? We have is something that we haven't seen. We've seen the castle. I'm trying to think of anything else. I feel like it has to be here in Thieves Town at this point. I don't know if anybody's gone into Skull Woods yet either.
I don't believe they have.
Yeah, we saw Graveyard Legend King's Tomb, right? So those are done. Catfish is done.
Yeah, and we did see what was on Upper Ledge. It was not important, but I think in this case it was Scruple who went up there.
Oh boy. That was a hug you do not want to take. Those Henoxes do not look friendly, Thelaine. Do not hug them.
I'm so proud of Thelaine, at least, for not even bombing the attic. There's one of the things in Thieves Town that you don't have to do in this case.
Yeah, I thought he bombed it, but that was the clutch fairy drop. I thought he bombed it, but it was actually the Henox who dropped that bomb. And we're seeing Swamp. We have access to Swamp.
Yeah, actually, so I mean, you know, this is actually kind of a benefit of being able to do co-op, right? Is normally the decision of coming into Swamp Palace without the hook shot is somewhat, I would say, more obvious for some runners, right? As in the answer is just going to be obvious no. But you're in co-op. For all you know, if your progression's here, you know, you could just send your partner right over here and to explore, and then you don't have to worry about it. Ari also taking advantage of the stun prize with that bug net that he picked up from Zora area, going to, in order to put something else in his fairy in his bottle.
Oh, wait a second. So it wasn't a clutch fairy drop. He used the stun prize to get the fairy.
Oh yeah. So Thelaine also did that in pod too, because I think they found that out pretty early.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I rescind my clutch moment from Thelaine.
It's still heads up thinking, right? You know, that,
I mean, it's heads up, but less clutch than I was expecting it to be. So I think we're down to Thieves Town boss or Skullwoods. Gosh, look at this bridge.
Yeah, everything is dangerous here. And all of these like enemies, I mean, it's like whether you give Helmasaur boots or you give these like Red Guard boots, like everything's just is fast and furious and does tons of damage to you. Like that Red Beetle as well. Jeez, the late he just wants to hit the switch, man.
Oh yeah, Wiz Robes will do some damage. It looks like Scoop will take a death. There's the mitts in swamp. There we go.
All
we
right,
get
so
a Viddy. Hammer
Elaine,
coming in clutch here.
he has no magic because otherwise if you had magic and a cape, you would just be dashing, you know, left and right furiously, right? But
Well, not
Elaine,
really, because he's only on Fighter Sword, so dashing's not going to do anything.
True. That's right. They haven't been on a graveyard
Boy.
list yet. Oh no. Does they have a fair? No, he has no safeties. That is pretty unfortunate. It's okay. He'll come back here with a stronger sword, with more magic, with something else.
Yeah, seeing some unfortunate deaths. McMonkey now in swamp will be getting that information about the mitts here shortly, which is good for Go.
Yeah, it looks like actually Ares is going to finish up whatever he can in Swamp Palace. Going to do left side because, you know, wouldn't you laugh if Hookshot was just, you know, here on left side.
I know,
swamp.
but how isn't it tempting to just leave after the mitts?
Yes, of course it is.
I'd be tempted to leave.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, at least this is going to be, you know, so for both teams, they're doing a very good job of basically splitting up and trying to get as much information as you possibly can early, right? So
yeah,
any time that they're basically exploring, spending time exploring as opposed to kind of doing the same thing as the other person is going to be time, you know, it's going to be advantage to them. All right, so we actually do see that Scruple taking down Helmasaur on the top of Terra. So it's going to be good for, you know, we also do see, you know, basically just a benefit of, you know, having a bow, having a nicer sword, having any sword for that matter in order to kill Helmasaur.
If there's nothing over here on left side swamp, I'm just going to say I told you so. But that's just because I have full information that it's nothing.
Okay, all right, you know what?
And if it is something, I'm going to deny it. I'm going to deny it, say it, skip it. So.
Oh, well, of course. I mean, all right. So we see that Airy, doing, you know, paying homage to his NMG roots, gonna do the right side first. This because, you know, this is where, of course, you always had an NMG.
No, he did the left side first.
Oh, did he really? Oh man! All right, so.
You need to issue an apology.
Did you tell us? Okay, sorry. Is that I told you?
I told you so. Yeah, I told you so. Don't do left side. Just get the mitts and leave.
So Ari has racked up 1,000 rupees by now, so I feel like he could potentially afford, you know, a couple more purchases if he so chooses.
Sure. So we can go into desert. Can't clear it. Still no fire source. Can potentially go into Mire. I missed what the medallion was. So we're looking for a fire source for sure. Definitely need. Ooh, there's the third sword in the Mire shed.
Comfy. Yeah, super comfy.
Quake. Okay, so Quake for Mire means that they can not only go into Mire, but potentially full clear it. We don't know what the boss is.
Yeah,
but and Ari had a comfortable 9 hearts now, 8 or 9 hearts, skipping out on that heart piece.
Yeah, probably maybe at this point, might even be tempted, you know, or at least be comfortable with not getting the blue mail in the Nilviki chest. Alright, so it looks like the Lane is going to make his North Dark World trip, and he is going to be able to, in this case, find their size Temper Sword, because he's going to visit Graveyard Ledge shortly, assuming he does not take an overworld death.
I love seeing these top tier runners prioritize the compass on the torch there. Was able to check the boss, though. I did not see what it was. Maybe someone else in chat caught it. It was Armos Knights. Okay.
Yeah, this is super nice. You don't actually have to go all the way to the boss in order to figure this out if you just find the compass early. This is a really nice quality of life improvement.
Man, okay, so there's a guaranteed Master Sword in Mire Shed, a tempered in Graveyard Ledge. My question is, does Ari or McMonkey ever make a priority to go get tempered from Graveyard Ledge because it's so out of the way?
Oh man.
Or do you just hope for that last sword to be somewhere convenient?
Tempered Sword is so comfortable, especially for NMG runners, right? I mean, you know, they do spend the majority of the run in the seat, but I mean, Tempered Sword, not only is it great for Ganon, you basically just one-shot like most of everything, right? So once you kind of get to your comfort zone, you just feel like you play better. Whether or not you actually do, is maybe another question, you know, to be seen. But I mean, like, if you're mentally there, right, that's already a lot of progress.
So both of the Go members do have their mitts. Like Monkey about to get his Master Sword. Let's see where Scoople goes. Maybe Dark Death Mountain? Nope. Smith, is this Smith Chain maybe?
Yeah, maybe Smith Chain, maybe the front of Skull Woods? Because he's certainly
Yeah.
already done the top.
The lane entering Swamp. So it is a required double dip of Swamp. We see Mirror Shield and Checkerboard. No one wants that. Oh, so Scoople actually did the first four of Thieves Town.
Yeah,
Looks like he's either going to do the back or just kill the boss. Now we know that there's nothing in the back. So let's see if he just kills Viddy. Because if there's progression, that's where it's going to be. Like Monkey picking up the compass in Desert and confirming that it is Armos Knights there in Desert.
One of the rare instances where modes, I guess, we actually see runners do map checks inside dungeons.
I know, I love it.
And not just by accident, because they're trying to, you know, like, mash too many buttons together.
All right, so Scoople in a much better position to kill Viddy than Airy was, or the lane was, excuse me.
Yeah. Alright, so speaking of fear, it looks like though Airy has made his way over to Graveyard Ledge. He is going to pick up his Tempered Sword. And the lane, you know, is going to I'm sure he'll pick up his Tempered Sword from Myershed, you know, just because it's so much faster.
It's super free. This just shows you how important having that early Tempered Sword is. If Airy's going to make the grab over there, and we see a book off of Viddy.
Interesting.
So not necessary for our entrance into Desert, but does open up Ether Tablet and Bombos Tablet since they do have the mirror. I feel like if you're Scoople, you maybe go up to the mountain now and do those Dark Death Mountain checks. Of course, doesn't have the hook shot, so you can't do Hookshot Cave unless you want to hover it. And I don't think Scoople or McMonkey are hovers, at least consistent hovers.
Yeah, I guess on that I'm not actually quite so sure about. I was actually kind of curious if, in this case, email. Oh my, that was yeah, that's right. So fun fact: if you try and dash into a Lynels with anything lower than the Tempered Sword, Lynels don't care, and you're not gonna be able to knock them out of the way. So I was gonna say though, I wonder with that book though, and the fact that Scoople is actually here in Lost Woods, if he's gonna decide to check the pedestal. They don't have a fire rod, unfortunately, because you really want to kind of be able to make that in one trip. But it also could just be very good knowledge.
Yeah. All right, so Viddy for Airy set up even better than Scoople was with the Tempered Sword, and doing what you were talking about is just put the cape on and dash through the eyeballs.
Yeah. No, oh no! Airy! The bow is not... the bow, unfortunately, is one more L or R of the button press away. Oh, poor Airy.
Get your NMG God emotes in chat, everyone.
You know, the good news, of course, is that getting back to the blind style is pretty
yeah, for sure. All right, so not able to dash this time. Going to use the slash mode where you just slash your sword really fast and your magic doesn't deplete. So
yeah, so unfortunately you can actually see that there was you know, the dash back and forth was much faster because you didn't actually see any lightning versus this method, but at least it's safer. And as kind of a consequence, right, all those extra sword slashes do let you do a little bit more extra damage to the big eye before you end up facing him in phase 2.
So Quake is required for both Mire and Turtle Rock. The lane didn't open Turtle Rock. I think it's because he doesn't have enough magic.
That is probably correct. You know, half magic is a little bit deceiving. Oh, we did pick up the other cane, so...
Yeah, it's not bad.
But, I mean, even if it's co-op, right? You know, I think, like, the question of whether or not you go independent dungeons right now is still going to be kind of up in the air, right?
Yeah.
Because you Like you really you want to get as much information as possible, but also you kind of want to balance it with, you know, do I even need to touch this pendant dungeon at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Elaine, I believe, can hover. I'm not sure how consistent he is. Nothing here in the first chest of Shop Cave. Looks like he at least going to make some attempts.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of information here. Ari doing the Smith chain, McMonkey and Meyer, which Air 216 skipped out on,
Yeah, this
and
is
Elaine going
interesting.
for the hovers.
So this is going to be good information. I think that was
Gosh,
blind.
was it? It's so
Yeah.
fast.
It looked. I saw a lot of white, which is with like a big head on top, so that's why I thought it was maybe blind.
So no hover from Elaine. Looks like he's going to head into Turtle Rock here. The Smiths with the lamp. Okay.
Interesting. Okay, so that's gonna be pretty nice for Ari, just because if he decides to ever, you know, dip Meyer, he's definitely gonna be the one to do it because he has the lamp. It's gonna make things a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like a lamp in general is just gonna be nice for Randomizer. You know, every single one of these runners very comfortable in dark rooms. The Randomizer part makes things a bit more precarious. Just like you can't do like the normal hammer dashes because you just got that pesky BMO, so it's like waiting to snipe you.
Yeah, McMonkey mirrored out of Meyer. I'm not sure he found anything. Ari back into the dark world, turn in the purple chest. This allows him to check the tablet as well. Some nice roller placement. Oh, and doesn't have fire, so he can't go to the left side. Yeah, still no fire. Though Scoople about to get his lamp, so
Yeah.
it's a little bit unfortunate for them.
He's like, I was just there. I could have used that lamp both in order to see in the basement and to get the big key.
So there's a small key in the first chest of Turtle Rock, which means Elaine can continue on.
Yeah.
We're gonna look at the Bombos tablet is just $20.
Alright, so it looks like so far though, the book hasn't really paid out in anything. You know, we already have Desert Palace access. We checked our tablet, our Bombos tablet has nothing. And I guess Ari's real last check in this case to see if that book pays off is gonna be the tablet.
What does this Steed want us to do? Is it left side Meyer? Because they done Smith Chain. They done Dark Death Mountain. Elaine got locked out of Turtle Rock. We're seeing the back of Desert now on Ari.
Oh, because now he has a fire source, right? He has a lamp, so now we can actually get to the back. This is going to be pretty good information for Ari here.
McMonkey going to get his Tempered Sword.
Ari is on 1 heart, though. He does have the boomerang out, which is a really good... Oh my gosh. Oh no. Not quite, unfortunately, in order to... Oh, he has a fairy. Oh, that's right. He had... Because he caught a fairy early on with that bug net that he picked up, that the lane chances are is just never going to see.
Yeah.
Man, I like Desert Palace a lot more when we just only had Popos. And not all these tickets that try and steal your shield away.
I think McMonkey's going to finish Thieves Town, go to the back, and see if there's anything else there that they missed.
Alright, Scoople is going to give us a check of either tablet. It's going to be good information. Alright, just
book not required.
Nope.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing this is why we have a partner, right? Because then, you know, you can just basically split up all the work so you don't have to do these checks twice. Ari! Oh man, Ari's gonna show up here some swag, giving us some Yuzu Armos. Nicely done. Finding the ice rod. Wow.
Okay, game. Okay.
Okay, so we're set basically on bosses. If we find a surprise Trinex somewhere, you know, ice rod is not going to be our...
we're not set on bosses. We're not.
We still need the hook shot. You're right.
No, we're still not set on bosses after that even.
What else do we need in this case?
How are you going to kill Cold Stare?
Yeah, we still need that fire rod. Yeah.
Or Bombos.
Man, you think Bombos is going to lock fire rod in this case? That would be interesting. By interesting, possible. I mean our runners probably don't want to see that.
All right, so there's the book for McMonkey. Scoople into Hookshot Cave, and he's out of Hookshot Cave. I don't know.
Nobody saw that bonk on the lane side.
I feel like there's something missing, and I'm not sure what it is. Like, What haven't we seen?
We haven't seen Meyer Basement, and so that might actually be a next destination for our runners here. Because yeah, we've seen, I think, we haven't. Well, we haven't seen the rest of Hookshot Cave. We also don't have the Hookshot, so
that's not logic. Yeah, so
right,
left side of Meyer, right? It's either left side of Meyer or the boss. Because I feel like we've seen everything else that's in logic. Delane gonna finish off Vidi. Second time's the charm.
Yeah,
no
coming
mirror
back
for
here with
him.
Tempered Sword is much comfier.
Yeah, you see how important that lamp is too. Both Scoople and McMonkey and Delane went and picked it up after Scoople and Airy got it on their sides. Just goes to show you how, how much nicer it is having the lamp in this mode is.
Yeah,
even for runners of this caliber, right? Like normally you skip out on the lamp, though lamp might actually be required for progression here as well.
Yeah, in this case is actually going to be our fire source, but in Randomizer you can never be too proud, I guess, or prideful in order to turn down that lamp because you really don't know what's going to come at you.
So Airy in the basement of Hera, Delane going to desert. I don't think Error 216 has checked Meyer at all.
Correct. They haven't dipped in there yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So in this case, like, it's possible that Airy, after this dip, is going to go into Meyer because he's the one with fire source, right? I mean, Delane in this case, I'm sure knows about it, but by this time, we get silvers at least. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah,
not progression, but yeah, you're never gonna turn that down. Now, again, Fear. Do you think Delane's gonna get silvers by sitting through Hera Basement? Is that gonna be worth it to him?
No, never.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like maybe earlier on it might have been reasonable, but yeah, like as we said, like the further the seat goes on, right? It's just like, are they gonna be worth it? Because Hera Basement's pretty long.
So we need Hookshot and we need Fire Rod. Those are our two Go Mode items.
Or Bombos leading to Fire Rod. Yep.
Right. Something that leads to Fire Rod. And if we don't see Trinex, the only reason we would need Fire Rod is for the back of Skullwoods.
Yeah, or maybe logically the right side of GT. I guess we're not sure. We're not quite sure about what that situation is yet.
Sure.
Don't you love it when you try and dash in hallways and then a Beamos just pops out right in front of you and stops you in tracks? We'll ask the monkey that after he, comes in with you.
I love seeing Airy use that bug net to capture fairies.
Oh,
what other mode would you watch Airy catch fairies in?
No, I'm not even sure. I mean, this is the bugnet not only is paying out dividends for Airy and keeping him alive and safe, he's also paying out for us, right, as viewers. Because as you said, how often are you going to see something like this happen? So
Scoople gonna pick up his tempered sword here. McMonkey gonna finish off back of Eastern, gonna get his balloon mail here because they don't have the information here about the vanilla big key chest of Eastern yet. I think both Delane and Airy are going to be in Meyer at the same time because I'm pretty sure that our progression has to be in Meyer now.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate for Go because McMonkey was there first, but it's locked by the lamp. You see that Lionel giving Scoople a run for his money there.
Yeah, unfortunately, he did have the temper sword, but he just couldn't go to actually like dash over because the line was just firing fireballs left and right.
All right, what's going to be here? What do you think it is? Fire Rod?
I think it's Bombos. That's what we're going to get into Ice Palace.
I think it's Fire Rod.
Big key. Close enough. So maybe in this case, the last item is going to be on Vitreous.
It's either Vidi or the vanilla big key chest.
Oh, that's right. But Ari
which
hasn't ended up doing this part yet, so I don't think he. Right. So he's just running the dungeon kind of like normally, and hoping he can skip the middle of the key chest, because he's gonna hopefully
yeah.
find everything.
Well, he's gonna be able to. Him and Thelaine will be able to split it up. So Thelaine could probably just go to the
Right.
left
Right.
side, get the big key, and then do the vanilla big key chest at the same time that he's checking
Oh
up
yeah, that's
all
that's
these.
some good co-op strategy there, Fear.
Yeah.
Scoopel though does need to be a bit careful. He was on 1 heart. Luckily picked up a second one. He did have the boomerang out, as you can see. I think he also got robbed in the process of one of his arrows.
Yeah, has 18, so can't miss a shot here. It does have tempered sword, so it's not that big of a deal if he does. But
Oh yeah, that's true. But no sword beam, so can't really get any help here. However, though, Scoople, and McMonkey, of course, Ari and Delane are pretty well practiced, I'm sure, in this quick armless fight. But maybe, the fact that this is a Desert Palace arena, might mess him up a bit. Looks good so far, though.
is the progression going to be on the boss, or is it going to be on the vanilla big key chest?
My guess is going to be in the vanilla big key chest. That's my guess.
I think
Because
so
it's
too.
never on. It's never on
I
whatever.
I
I
agree.
forgot. Blind. It's not blind here.
So we're down to a couple things. It could be either the fire rod, it could be bombos, it could be the hook shot. I guess powder to lead to one of those things as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. We do have the powder. We already checked the mushroom, and I believe we already checked the spot, so no more fetching.
I think fire rod. I think the lamp locked the fire rod is my guess.
So fire locks fire.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ooh, Ari putting that boomerang more to use, picking up some arrows along the way. I guess I'm not sure if we ended up seeing Ari do a compass check, but so maybe he's just taking those arrows just in case. In case he sees like another Atreus. Oh man, so this is gonna be another difference where with the Randomizer, typically right before this arena, you get a free anti-fairy, right? And you don't get that often here.
There it
Did you
is,
see
hook shot.
that? It was a hook
It's the hook
shot.
shot.
Wow.
And an immediate
Ari!
mirror
Ari!
from Aaron. Yeah.
We might ask him if his
Come on, catch another fairy, Ari. Catch another fairy.
looks like though with that what was it, like Hinox or something in the way, maybe he's not gonna be worth this time.
Yeah.
Chances are Ari is probably just really excited because the lane around the time is like, oh, Ari, I found the hook shot. So he needs to come back in here anyway. So maybe it was actually intentional. Who knows? That hook shot though is so you do see the lane coming back here to the back of Pod because we already know that Argus is gonna have Argus the boss of Pod. So in order to be able to clear this, I think there's actually another one of our 5-6 crystals. So that's potentially something that's on the table for the lane.
Yeah, I think I like this over going back to swamp at this point, just in case you get fire rod from Argus here.
Yeah. The lane, I don't even know if it's possible to avoid those rollers, but the lane's like, you know what, I have blue mail, and I know what's back there. I got the lamp. I hope we should be okay. He, by the way, still has no bottles to his name, so he's certainly really battling out here in this pretty low percent execution.
And only 6 hearts too. All right, so hook shot about to be acquired by Ari Thelaine, making his way to the back of Pod. Will kill the Argus back here, and I'm not sure if there's still an item or not on the boss, but we'll see. Scoople just about to get his hook shot. No. He dashed down to go do the cutscene.
Well,
changed his mind.
Myers a pendant, I think, right? So maybe they don't actually need to kill it. But it is interesting, though, in this case.
But, I mean, if you're full clearing, it's faster just to do the right side, or to do the left side first. Because now he's going to go kill the boss, and he's going to kill the boss, and then he's going to go back in.
I guess we don't actually know what's on pedestal, right? But maybe it's not possible? Well, is it possible for anything to be on pedestal at this point?
The
Because we're
fire
looking
rod, I
for
think,
fire rod, right?
technically cannot be. Yeah, cannot be since we've
Yeah.
been into Turtle Rock. It's still possible, but we've saw that Turtle Rock is fire rod lock, so pedestal is officially dead.
Okay. So maybe in that case, that area,
Oh man, taking a death on Scruple
oh,
side.
Randomizer is punishing. One of those equalizers, I guess, for all runners.
Mm-hmm. I kind of hope fire rod's on the lane side because you're going to see Airy probably exit if it is swamp, which would be unfortunate. Okay, safe for them. Just a heart piece.
All right, though. No, that's the lane area making very good progress and claiming. Looks like actually the lane actually just pulled ahead in crystal count, which has claimed his 4th one. But I mean, McMonkey and Scruple are hot on their heels because actually McMonkey actually looks like he's actually going to pick up his 4th crystal, taking round 2 with Helmasaur. That's actually kind of a nice little corner edge that he nestled himself up to. Actually got some nice hits in with the hammer before kind of having to resort back to bombs.
Mm-hmm. You know where I hope fire rod is?
Where do you hope fire rod is, Spear?
Hookshot cave.
Hookshot cave. That's so mean. I'm not sure.
Learn to hover.
But you're right,
Learn
though.
to hover, everyone. Learn to hover.
Yeah, learn from Helmasaur. That's right. That's exactly what his talent is here in Hera.
Yeah. Okay, so with the 5-6, Crystal's finished 4th lane, picking up the red bomb as Airy is in the back of Swamp House. Gets the compass, is able to check that it is Mothula, I believe that was.
Okay.
Monkey's still having a heck of a time with this Helmasaur.
Yeah.
Finally gets the helmet off.
The mask is off. That's the important part.
Yeah. And
I don't know,
there it is.
So what do you think about the scene if you do the solo here? Like,
Awful.
do you like the song? Okay. I mean, you had to find hookshot and vanilla cutscene chest of Pendant Mire. I mean, that's
awful. That's awful.
And you had a double dip swamp, right? Because swamp
double
had
dip swamp. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, if you're not co-oping this, then your last location in the mitts, and then your last location in the hook shot, and you just hate everything. All right, Pyramid Fairy gives us $20 and 10 arrows. Not
10
the answer.
Arrows. Nope. But at least that's good information, right? This is the benefit of having a partner. Of course, people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, those you know what, in Randomizer you find out a lot of things that you thought weren't hookable, but actually are hookable.
Yeah. All right. Where to next? The mountain? Hookshot Cave?
Yeah, maybe this is again another one of the splits, right, between Airy and the lane. Is that
I think the lane's gonna do swamp now. Yeah.
Yeah, go to the back. Just gonna finish up in this case for another crystal. Looks like.
I feel like I would send the lane up the mountain though, since Airy's behind a couple dungeons. He still needs to do Eastern and Pod.
Oh yeah, no, that's certainly a good point.
Because it is average time, so it's not who finishes first.
But what else? So what else haven't we seen at this point, though?
I don't think there's anything else. I'm pretty sure it's Hookshot Cave. Yeah. I think we've seen everything that we can see because we can't get into Ice Palace. We've seen all that we can of Turtle Rock, and then we can't get to Tobacco Skull Woods. So they've done all the overworld checks.
All right, so,
pretty sure that it's here.
Yeah, all right. So of course, for these runners' sake, you hope that the fire rod is here because that is official go mode. If it's Bombos, we are going into Ice Palace.
There it is.
Hey, we found our fire rod. All right, so
send your hovers up the mountain, guys. If you've got a hover, send them up the mountain.
That is actually a very good point here. The lane actually, I think, was the only one of our 4 runners who was up here in Hookshot Cave, made the attempt of hovering it, and unfortunately was not successful. Aaron came up here with the hook shot, and if the lane were successful, we would have that hook shot, I think, would have been good.
Yeah, and I think McMonkey's a pretty consistent hover according to Scoople, so I'm surprised they didn't send him up the mountain. They would have been hookshot go mode. So there we go. Error 216 in go mode now.
Yeah. Well, this is gonna be pretty good. Also, just because if they are gonna be able to go mode Ice Palace. With Akena Samaria, it's gonna be very fast. Way basically through the dungeon with Icebreaker.
Yeah, I mean the remaining dungeons, Skull Woods is fast. Pod and Swamp are the two slowest, I think.
Do you happen to remember where the big key was in Pod?
Ooh, Ari almost got a grab there. In Pod, I do not remember, but I think they. I can't remember.
No, it's all good. But in this case, right. Yeah, I was gonna say. So, like, if the big key was up front, then it's definitely a very nice dungeon to be able to go mode.
It's in the back, Harmless Hellway. Thanks.
Okay. Oh, all right. Well,
So yeah,
yeah, maybe average. But yeah, okay. So in this case, right? So Ari actually just has, looks like Skull Woods, Eastern, and Pod to get through. So
yeah. Which boss do you think we have back here? We're almost to Skull Woods. What is it?
It can't
Quick,
be
make the call.
I think it is. I'm trying to think of what
Argus
Argus,
is my guess.
yes.
Oh, Cold Stare.
We have not. Good thing we found that fire rod.
Yeah, for sure. Required to get to the back of Skull Woods. What is this? Ice Palace? Oh my gosh. You know what's great about fighting Cold Stare here is knocking the puffs into the spikes actually deals damage.
Yeah, that's right, because it does gold sword damage, right? So that's actually one of the things that's actually really nicely coded. Well, nicely or whatever. Developer
Just
coded.
randomly coded, yeah. So Flame back up on the mountain, going to pick up his hook shot, and we'll be in official go mode, I guess, at that point. McMonkey with the hook shot in the Swamp Palace. They are in go mode. Oh no, they still need the fire rod. They need to get
nobody knows about the fire rod on Team Ghost side in Hookshot Cave.
McMonkey not going for diver down, not knowing what enemies are back there. I can appreciate that call. We almost gets grabbed by that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a pretty dang close wall master there.
So now it's just go time for Error 216. You like what I did there?
I did. That's pretty clever. It is. So yeah, so that's right. So both Elaine and Ari picked up the fire rod, and Elaine just has to. Yeah, so you see, he didn't even bother to do Hera right now, right? He's just gonna go straight to Skull Woods and then head back up the mountain. I'm not sure who's gonna. I mean, so presumably Elaine's gonna be the first one of all four runners to GT. I'm not sure how far. Yeah, I'm not sure how far, I guess, Ari is going to be behind him, because, one thing you can do, of course, right, is you're kind of in GT around the same time. You can always split up the GT basement search for that big key, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Thelane's got a pretty big lead here on his own teammate.
Straight into that spike. Oh no, Scruple.
Okay, so you're good friends with both Ari and Thelane. Can you explain the name Error 216? What does that mean?
Well, first off, Fear, I'm really sad to report that I actually have no friendship bracelets with either.
Oh, dang. So we can't confirm friendship?
I'm not actually sure we can make this claim.
Not even teammate either. Dang.
I know. I mean, it's something that, it's kind of a little touchy subject that we've never actually brought up. So,
yeah.
But now it's out in the open, maybe.
Sure. That's how you work through it, is confrontation.
That's right. Communication is key. And also, so I actually don't know where their team origin came from. I think we should probably get their original league teammate, which is Wayne. That was, or maybe their current teammate Doka, in order to maybe to shed some light on this.
Yeah, I get the 216, but where does the error come from? Is it like Pug Trio being named after Andy?
You think that Aries is gonna carry the entire team?
Yeah.
Alright, so Thelaine here taking on Cold Stare. Scoople is picking up his red bomb because he also has his 5-6 crystals.
Yeah, still looking for that fire run.
Yeah, I mean, certainly from Scoople and McMonkey's perspective, right? They're really just hoping that something, the fire rod or bomb post or whatever is here, so they don't have to end up going up the mountain a second time.
Yeah. Right? Crystal number 6 for Thelaine. And there is the big key for Airy.
Yeah, pretty dangerous actually with all those ball and chain guards. I actually think that the original room is much nicer. Oh, some of these spikes.
No more. It's no more harmless hallway. Now it's very harmful hallway.
By the way, do you see the health difference between Airy and Delane?
Yeah.
Delane's still on 6 hearts, no bottles. He's got, you know, at least he has some safety, you know, whatever, cape and visibility item with him, but wow.
Yeah.
Quite the difference here.
We might be getting that information about being teammates and not friends here. With Airy holding out all the heart containers from Delane there.
Alright, so unfortunately it looks like, at least from Scoople and McMonkey's perspective, nothing good in Pyramid Fairy, so this is going to be, I guess, a venture back into the back of Swamp Palace.
Yeah, well, McMonkey already did Swamp. I think it's just staying close on dungeon count so that they finish relatively close.
Oh, so
I don't think they have a lot of options. I think they're kind of running low on options. In fact, with them finishing Pyramid Fairy, they probably now know that the hookshot's up in Hookshot Cave. And so it's like, yeah, sorry, the fire rod in Hookshot Cave. So it's like, get these crystal dungeons done and then just go get that fire rod and finish the seed. McMonkey trying to get through here.
You know, that crystal like arena is just it's just not easy. Like it doesn't matter if Randomizer's there or not.
Yeah.
He is going to try and get to at least the back though. You know, I think it's also a really nice play in order to just pull out that cape and to get through because I mean there are always terrible things on that bridge.
All right, so Delane about to get his 7th crystal will head into GT. He'll be the first in there. There's 22 different locations where the big key can be. That means it could be number 1, it could be number 2, it could be number 3, it could be number 4, it could be number 5.
Oh man!
Could also be number 6.
I'm liking
possible
this
for 7. 8 is an option. 9 could
9.
be 10.
No, 9 can't be an option.
Okay, not 9. Could be 10, possibly 11. There's 12, 13. Though you never really want to guess 13. Unlucky. There's 14. Could be 15.
I hope
there's
Delane
16.
survives this, by the way.
17. 18. 19's a possibility. There's 20. 21. And of course 22. Now, which one of those numbers that I just counted off there do you think the big key is going to be in?
I think it is going to be number 19.
Can't be 19. Sorry.
Can't be 19.
That wasn't one of the options.
Speaking of, have we seen Trinex yet?
We have not.
So, I guess we haven't actually no. So we know we don't know the boss of Turtle Rock, right? So Trinex, of course, certainly still could be vanilla, but it is a possibility that we might be able to counter one in GT.
There could be 2 in GT. We could see Ice Trinex and we could see Sand Trinex. All right, here we go into GT. 22 different locations. Do I need to remind you how many locations there are?
You know, we can actually just count along with the layout.
Okay. Oh, how about number 1?
Oh my gosh, Fear, you counted so many times for us, and we didn't even need it.
Number 1, right off the bat.
That's easy. No more co-op. Partner, just bonk the torch, and then we're good to go.
Yeah, no searching whatsoever. All right, on to the gauntlet for Delane. So, Clearmouse, tell me which boss will be in Land Mode 2.
Which boss will be in Land Mode 2? Actually, so have we actually seen all of our bosses today?
Have we seen Landmo? I don't think we've seen Landmo.
Yeah, we have not actually. I was gonna say, so we saw Armos in Desert, and we had not seen Landmos yet. So that's actually gonna be my next guess.
Yeah, I think we'll see a vanilla Landmos. I'm with you.
Of course, wouldn't it just be this kind of seed where the ice rod is literally on your path, you can't possibly avoid it, and then of course you don't even need it because you don't see Trinex anymore.
Yeah. All right. The lane is still only on 6 hearts. It is a blue mail, but blue mail might not matter with a lot of these enemies. Like normally you would say, yeah, well, blue mail can help with the GT climb, but there's some enemies that don't care if you have blue mail or not when you are making this climb. Like, nope, none of these guys care.
No, but you know,
but three hearts is. Oh, they do have the stun prize. I forget about that.
Yeah, no, but like the gauntlet, really under like any circumstances, endomized or not, is actually a very difficult set of rooms. There's a reason why it's called the gauntlet.
Yeah.
The lane though is probably not really appreciating these sword beams because he would really like to have that temper sword damage actually hit and count as opposed to the fighter sword beams here.
I hate the tech tights because the way they jump back.
Right?
Yeah.
Alright, so the lane strategically decided to lose his sword beams, and then realized he could just actually slash one sword beam away for those shooter guys. He's thinking. Now, I actually was kind of curious if lane. So it was unfortunate, or maybe fortunate, for them that they didn't end up picking up any more medallions, because especially in Randomizer, right? Quake is not actually going to be as useful, but if you like Bomb Booster Ether, I mean, this is a great place in order to just spam those, especially if you have magic.
Oh my gosh, even more boring than Land Molus is Moth.
What
a tame Randomizer.
Yeah, that little shooter cannot live up to any challenge whatsoever in order to add to that boss.
So Go now in Go mode. Airy now entering GT. So Air 216 with a pretty big lead here. It's weird that the Hinoxes are susceptible to bombs except for their own bombs.
It's like a magic touch, I guess, that we have, or Link has, or Shy Gal has. Lane had a pretty good dash cancel right before one of these shadow guys. But I mean, you can actually see just as these Wizro's rooms, right, that used to have them were very satisfying, with the King of Samaria, but it's not quite as satisfying when you can't really just one-shot them with the cane.
I also wish the Hinoxes were the size that they are in Breath of the Wild.
Like gigantic?
Yeah, they take up the whole screen. They'd be way better that way.
That would be kind of scary. Man, you just see basically this like the tortoise room here, right? Is just going to be like
just a giant Hinox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lane actually looks like he was thinking a bit, trying to figure out how he can basically maybe conserve some magic or not have to pick up this pot here.
Also, I mean, something that you have to be aware of in Randomizer, especially in GT, is that hand can come out of nowhere. The Wallmaster will come and grab you when you least expect it. So.
That's one of the features here of Randomizer is surprise Wallmasters.
Yeah. The worst is the last room, or the second to last room before Aga 2.
Oh yeah, yeah. that is so painful, man.
Because you could just dash through there, and then next thing you know, there's like a rock or something that you can't dash through, and then you get bonk, and you get picked up by the Wallmaster after you bonk, and you're just kind of out of luck. And we see a vanilla Moldorm. What a boring boss Randomizer this was.
Yeah. We didn't even need the Ice Rod, right? I mean, the worst one, I guess, maybe is I don't even think I can consider Colster to be even that bad in this arena because, as you said, you could just keep knocking.
Are you seeing this?
Huh?
Are you seeing this tech?
Yeah. That's
people out of magic using some sorcery to refill his magic using the Cane of Samaria. Completely legal.
It is, yes.
Using some sort of dark magic and arts that no one should be allowed to use, but it's taken full advantage of it and nicely done.
When you're given the Cane of Samaria, you're just given all of the features and abilities that you're able to do with it.
Yeah, the one runner without half magic. Good thing he knows how to do that.
Yeah, I guess probably at this point, given that we just saw Scruple did that, he's probably, even though he's really close, to the Lost Woods drop down, in Skullwoods, he's probably just not going to get it at this point. Certainly can understand if, especially Team Go wants to be a bit more aggressive. Yeah, Go wants to be a bit more aggressive, just because they are facing, pretty formidable team, the Lane and Airy in this case, and Or maybe he is just gonna go right here. I was gonna say that maybe he wanted to try and be a bit more aggressive, just trying to get a little bit more of a time edge on them. But half magic, especially going up the gauntlet, you know.
Yeah, pretty before the ice armors pick up, nice.
Yeah.
Or not ice armors, the actual cold stare fight. All right, so Agatu down for Thalane, Airy on torches 1, Scoople and McMonkey both now with 7 crystals, simultaneously heading up the mountain to get into GT. We'll probably split up checks though. Won't split them up for long, as whoever goes left first is going to win that race.
Yeah, this is actually they're really close. Both of them, it looks like, can take the Super Bunny way up here. And yeah, so like they're probably gonna be like, okay, you go left, I go right, and then I don't even know how many checks we're gonna be able to see in Hope Room before the other person just mirrors right out.
Yeah, Thalane missing the 1-1, still on phase 1. And Hugs gaining at 3 hearts. As cuddly as gaining looks, you don't want to hug him.
He doesn't look cuddly at all. Fear.
He has a very huggable dad bod going on.
You know, Fear, you're not wrong, because so many runners, you know, in this game have wanted to go and hug Ganon, despite what everyone has all said.
Sure. So I think he's actually better set up here. Does get the first phase in 1 cycle, and is set up to 1 cycle the second phase as well.
Yeah, it's got
so
the hook shot
pretty
out.
free.
Yeah, it looks like at least some pretty reasonable bat patterns there, so he doesn't have to work too hard in order to avoid them. And yeah, this time managed to get to phase 3 with no problems. Does have the lamp out because he doesn't have silvers that Airy sat through Hair Basement for.
Yeah, so Airy will actually make a bit of time here on the lane.
I don't know if we're going to see any chats at this point from McMonkey.
No, you're wrong.
Maybe,
he checks
both. You're right. Maybe actually
looking for a key. Looking to grab a key there.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. I was going to say also that I don't think either of these runners did Hera Basement, because we don't see silvers, right, on either side.
Only
so so maybe they were checking for silvers as well. It's like, just in case.
Yeah. Airy now on the Ganon fight, as Thalane is just swinging away. Needs 12 spins here to kill Ganon. Misses the fire rod shot. The magic won't be a problem, as he's got half magic. And we'll be able to get triples on most of these.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that Thalane's on phase 4 should be that he should still be able to finish before Airy. Airy does have silvers.
Yeah, and there it is. Get your GGs in chat for Thalane and Error 216, as he will be the first to cross the bridge here with an official time of 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 20 seconds.
That is actually pretty fast.
Yeah, really fast, considering you had to go to Double Dip Swamp.
Double Dip Swamp.
I mean, they didn't have to do Turtle Rock. They didn't have to do Ice Palace.
Thalane must be crushed that he didn't have to touch foot in Ice Palace this season.
Yeah.
But yeah, Double Dip the Swamp, as you said. We go basically all the way to Pendant Mire to pick up our hook shot in the middle of the key chest.
Back to the mountain to get the fire rod for Coma. And there it is. 4 arrows in the belly of the pig for Error, and this is going to confirm the win for Error 216, as Airy gets ready to cross the bridge and finishes with an official time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 5 seconds. GG's in chat for Error 216 as they get game number 1, I believe. This is game number 1.
Yep, this is game 1.
In this, the final week of the regular season.
We are joined by Airy. GG's.
Oh, thank you.
Does this confirm the non-friendship? Or let's just we need the confirmation here. Is Error 216 Airier and Thalane friends or teammates?
Friends.
Okay, confirmation.
Confirmation.
We weren't sure.
We need friendship. You guys have to have friendship bracelets to confirm this, Airy, so no one can ever doubt you guys as being friends.
Okay. I'll make
because you kind of left him high and dry with all the all the hearts there. Like he finished with
There's
6 hearts. Did it
yeah.
feel like you were kind of holding out? Maybe questioned this friendship a little bit.
I told him about a couple, but they were very out of the way. Yeah,
Well,
it's
GG's.
there's just so much to take into account when it comes
Yeah,
to
for
all the
sure.
items, all the enemies, like what to check next, because yeah, it's a rough mode. But yeah.
Well, yeah, GG's. Can you walk us through the seed a little bit? It was pretty fast and furious out the go. I mean, you guys had Dark World access. I want to say like sub 5 minutes in, and then things kind of screeched to a halt, looking for like the hook shot and of course the fire rod and stuff. So if you could just kind of walk us through what you guys were going through in the seed.
Yeah, it was a little bit awkward. So I think indeed everything was really open at first, and we managed to do things pretty efficiently. But there were a couple of bottlenecks. Obviously, we had a couple of issues with Fiddy that we weren't really sure how to tackle, and especially once I dropped the book, we had a lot of isolated checks left. So Flame was pretty. We were pretty lucky that Flame told me to go to Swamp relatively early, so we actually found the mids and were able to kind of do things more efficiently from there on out. And yeah, it was just a couple bottlenecks, and it's like the mids into Mire, which didn't really look attractive until it was kind of the last location. And yeah, at that point, a little bit of a shame that that Flame couldn't get the hover for Hookshot Cave. I think it was like if that would have worked out, that would have been really, really great. But
Yeah.
other than that, like we were pretty happy with how we played it. It's just like Fiddy was a little bit awkward, and maybe a couple small things.
Yeah, you actually put the bug net to good use this seed, especially with the fact that the stun prize was the fairy drop. Is that something you normally do when you're playing this sort of mode? Is to kind of prioritize keeping those fairies alive?
Safety is just really, really important, and like not dying, especially in Randomizer, just not dying is way more important than being a bit greedy and saving 5 seconds here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess I was curious, when you mirrored out of
Nope.
Vitreous.
Nope.
Vitreous. Was that intentional?
Nope.
Like Admire. Okay.
No.
Alright.
Like, oh, do you mean like mirroring out of the blind fight in Mire or out of Victory fight in Thieves?
Mire. In the Mire arena, you were on your way to killing blind, but then Flame found the hook shot.
Yeah.
That mirror was intentional, right?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
intentional. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But the first one though, when you're fighting Vitreous, looked like you wanted to use not the mirror in order for phase 2.
Yeah, that was decidedly an intended bow, but it turned into something else. I was having a few issues with quick swap here and there.
You know, Ari, it's okay because NMG doesn't allow quick swap, so you're probably forgiven if you just want to keep playing.
Sure. We'll take it.
Otherwise, though, really nice execution throughout. It didn't really look like. So, I mean, and I guess, like, in this case, I think, did you and Elaine both start from Sanctuary? Because I don't know if it was a common thing for one person started Sanct, one person started Uncle, but, like, Uncle had a sword, right? And it was actually, you guys actually found your sword earlier. So at least that was kind of a benefit for you. But is that something that you guys, like, normally don't do? Like, just start at the same place?
Yeah, we kind of recently switched up. Like, we did one practice seed, and then from that we decided to kind of switch our start, and the idea is that one actually goes Houlihan, but yeah, it turns out that flippers in first shift kind of ruins that. So that was kind of...
Oh, right, yeah.
So from there out, we kind of had to improvise, because otherwise, like, one this Houlihan goes back into the Link's house, gets that item.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I guess at least for better or for worse, having flippers early means that you don't have to like fake flipper or anything like that. You know, Randomizer with fake flippering is kind of dangerous. So.
Yeah, flippers definitely nice. So we just had like a lot of relative safeties. We had half magic, we had cape, so there wasn't like any real danger of us getting destroyed.
Yeah, speaking of, I mean, I don't know how much you talked to Elaine about this, but like, I mean, he used that cape and half magic and boomerang. Like, I mean, he's a survivor. Like,
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, but that's kind of the conclusion we got to anyway. Like, as long as you're relatively efficient and don't die too much, We should be fine. Like we have a lot of it. We still relatively have quite a bit of experience with different modes and stuff, so we weren't super worried. But there's just always going to be like a couple of moments where it's like, oh, okay, this was closer than expected.
Yeah.
Like Cold Stare, for example.
Sure. Get your GGs in chat for Scoople as he finishes in third place overall with a time of 1:23.14, and McMonkey just behind him, wrapping up his fight. We'll see if either one of those guys want to talk when they're finished. Ari, you guys are obviously already locked for the playoffs with the playoff clinch, fighting for that top spot of the division, possibly even number 1 seed overall in the conference. How you feeling about things going into the playoffs?
Pretty good. I've definitely been playing pretty well lately. The last like this entire year overall. So I'm just excited to play some really top end matches, and yeah, like Rando's fun. Playing against good people are just a lot of fun. So
Yeah, it's good. I'm really excited to see how the playoffs play out. We are joined by the members of Go, Scoople, and McMonkey. GG's, guys.
GG's, guys.
GG's.
Yo, GG's.
So, how you guys feeling after that seed?
I had some pretty stupid deaths, and I was a bit flustered in the beginning, and I don't know. It's Randomizer, right? Just stuff goes wrong. It's not the normal game, but I don't know. I had fun with this one.
Yeah, I mean, it was unfortunate. It felt like we last located a lot of the things, just and in ways that felt like a near miss, right? Like last locating Hookshot and Mire after we already dipped Mire, but without fire. That feels bad.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, that's really rough. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we were gonna do Dark Death Mountain, and then we put it off, and I could try to hover it, but that's no guarantee. So it was a weird one.
Yeah, I think if we had a mistake, it was me going to the mountain over Monkey, because he could at least given the hover a try, and then we narrowed down where Hookshot could be severely.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that was like our mistake. Obviously, I didn't play very well. So I don't know. It is what it is.
I mean, some of your early boss attempts though, were really pretty difficult. I think it was McMonkey, it might have been Scoople, but I think it was McMonkey who was Scoople, I think you had Master Sword by then and the bow, but McMonkey was trying to fight Helmasaur up on top of there with no sword and no bow. Yeah, it's just those are it's very understandable, by the way, because you're there and you want to try, but just some of the situations were just really rough, right?
Yeah, but that was a mental mistake on my part, right? Like from Cave 45, I was thinking of saving the mirror transitions, trying to save, a couple of seconds, and figured I'd go do Hype Cave later to get the bow. But, had I run over to Hype Cave before going up the mountain, then I probably beat Helma there. So, I think that was a mental mistake, not going to pick up the bow before going up the mountain.
And then, when I went up to fight Helma, I hit that dude 6 times in the mask with my hammer, and it didn't do anything, and that was very tilting.
Yeah, I had it as well. I was setting up for spin speed Helma, but if you went low, somehow either my spin speed was gone, but the knockback was very different, and I feel like I didn't actually do damage to him. So I think there's something wonky about Helma on big screens.
Definitely something weird, because I was getting the mask hit, and I was getting pushed back just a tiny bit, but it wasn't doing anything to him. So
yeah, exactly.
But my Cold Stare fight in Skullwoods was pretty cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
You did, yeah. You got your Samari magic refill. That was pretty cool to see.
And then the pause buffers while screaming, hoping I wasn't gonna die.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. So Go, you guys are not clinched for the playoffs yet. It's kind of in your hands. If you win, I think your next match, you will make the playoffs. If you lose, don't forget to track us to lose their 2 games. How are you guys feeling about your chances?
Well, we get 2 more tosses of the coin, right? So don't forget to track us played in one last night. I don't know when their second match is played, but if they lose one, we're in. If we win one, we're in. So we got basically 4 coin tosses this week. Or near enough to a coin toss. There might be a weighted coin, but we'll see.
Yeah. And you guys split for the season as well, so they might have to. I'm not sure who owns the tiebreaker over who.
Yeah, I think if Don't Forget to Track Us, since they have a win this week, I think that would give them a better record against playoff opponents, and I think that's the next tiebreaker down. So I think that they would edge us out on the tiebreak if we end up with the same record.
Okay. So no pressure.
I mean,
Yeah, no pressure for me. I'm not playing the second one.
we've already had a fun season, so if it ends here, it's whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was already really fun.
Sure. So who's playing the next game for both teams?
It'll
Same
be,
team on our side.
and it'll be Vortex and I.
Okay.
Okay,
Dunker refuses.
Smart.
Yeah, so you guys will all have friendship bracelets, by Saturday, right? Friends,
Yeah.
friends and not teammates.
I'll let them know about every single heart container and heart piece I find.
Yeah, we confirmed Go. Are you guys friends or teammates? Or both?
Wait, a little bit of both, I guess.
Okay. A little bit of both. Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna
Got
get
it.
a little bit of a friendship bracelet, and
Vortex
I don't know.
confirming teammates in chat. Okay. Got it. Confirmed.
Yeah, I gotta reread the contract they made me sign before joining the team.
A lot of small print in there.
Yeah. So this is actually Go's first season in the Invitational. Have you guys
nice,
enjoyed your time
nice.
here and performed pretty well? On the verge of making the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, definitely enjoyed our time. Definitely glad to be an Invitational and not on the verge of relegation. Like, fighting for playoffs instead of relegation is pretty neat, so I'll take it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
None of you are slouches. You're all super good players as well. So it's no real surprise you're fighting for playoffs, in my eyes.
Well, that's very kind of you to say.
I'm
So-
surprised.
You can't be surprised, Fear. You picked us in the preseason.
That's
I mean,
right. I forgot.
you have the one and only NMG god in there. So
It's true. The energy god is on Go, Team Go.
Yeah,
Listen,
we're
Aaron.
good with that.
Harry, you can't say that. Come on, man.
you have the emote.
It's ironic.
When is NMG race off here? Co-op NMG? We were all waiting.
Co-op NMG.
Co-op NMG?
Yeah,
What does
Vortex
that
and I
mean?
have actually done some co-op NMG.
Oh, really? How does that work? You tell them what Uncle has?
There's a program that syncs the items between. So you're basically splitting everything. So as soon as somebody picks up a key or an item, it gets synced between both players. It's actually a pretty interesting route.
You should see also, you're just seeing Scoople's item counter finally appearing. So you see how similar they are between teammates here. Scoople and McMonkey is 99 versus 101, and then on the lane and Aries side, it's 112 versus 86.
So yeah, I think we can confirm Go is closer friends than Error 216. I think it shows in the numbers. All right, any last thoughts before we head out?
So much for the race. Thanks for the commentary. It was a pleasure. Like every single race in the league has been a lot of fun. It's just can't. You just have to repeat it every single time. It's great being here.
Yeah.
It's fun to be able to commentate for you guys. So.
I mean, yeah, same for us. Thanks for the restream. Thanks for coming. Kind of excited to watch this one back and cringe at every mistake that I made.
Oh,
Yeah.
One last thing. That Pengator in Wizrobe 2 or in Torches 2 is the best thing ever.
Alright, hopefully the lane will also be feeling a little bit better maybe by Saturday. So in case you guys decide to go, maybe be better. So feel better, the lane.
All right. Well, good luck to both teams in your next race and in the playoffs for Error 216 and Go. If you guys make it to the playoffs, good luck to you guys as well. Shout outs to our trackers today, Scott G239 and Dark Diplomat. Thanks to you for keeping track of all of this. There's still a lot of league action going on tonight. There's a lot of races as we wrap up the final week of the season here. Today is Thursday. We've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And the Invitational is packed this weekend. So make sure you lock it in on the SpeedGaming channels as well as the league channels, because we're going to be restreaming some of the Invitational on the league channels this weekend with SG Live starting on Friday. Make sure you check out the website, ALTTPRleague.com, to keep track of all the teams and all the players and everything that's going on. We are going to be off next week for SG Live, so everyone can have fun with that. Then the following week we'll be back with the Open playoffs, and then a week after we'll start the Invitational playoffs. So it's a little bit of break after all this Randomizer nonsense, and jump into the fun playoff mode.
This is your trademark mode.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm really excited to watch some of the playoffs, or all of the playoffs. Especially, I'm hoping for some game fives so we can see some co-op entrants. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And of course, cross keys for the first time in the playoffs as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to watch that. Claire Mouse, thank you so much for inviting me again to do comms. It's always a pleasure.
No, definitely looking forward to the next time here. Always a pleasure. Of course, thank you, Ari and Belaine and McMonkey and Scruple for being able to let us basically restream you guys. I think it was actually really an entertaining race. I don't know if you felt all the excitement and fun we were having here, and from the commentary booth and from viewers, but it was a pleasure to watch you guys. So. Best of luck, of course. Yeah, best of luck, of course, to next week. I know, McMonkey, you're off, so I get hopefully this is not going to be your last official league race, but at least for this first 7 weeks it is. So best of luck to your whole team. Hopefully you guys can make the playoffs, and hopefully Ari and Belaine and Dunka, you guys can secure like whatever #1 or as high a seed as you could possibly make it in the playoffs. Right, so in terms of on the schedule, actually it looks like there are 3 more matches, at least in the Invitational League tonight. Speaking 6, 8, 10 is Les French Canadians versus Frozen Leftovers. That's Swirly Coin Brewing versus Mogalish. I should not have started reading these names before I knew how to pronounce them.
Yeah, Magliacci.
All right, so it's that, and then doubleheader basically at 11:10 for both Mortals versus Waffle House Drive-Thru, SpeedGaming and SpeedGaming 2 at 11:10 p.m. Lots of, these are all very, very talented runners, so it's really good. You guys keep watching.
Yep, and that's going to do it for us. So thanks for hanging out, everyone. We'll see you all next time.
Yep, see ya.